Hyperinflation sucks for many, but hyperbitcoinization, for those who have Bitcoin, it's going to feel really good. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching my videos. My name is Da Vinci Jeremy. Hope you're doing well. You know how I am, 5x5, right here in Dubai. We're going to be talking about hyperbitcoinization, and the opposite of that is hyperinflation in today's episode, as well as looking at what can we do for the trades. And the best place to do that trade, I would suggest, is, of course, bybit.davincij15.com, okx.davincij15.com, or 2bit.davincij15.com. Links are in the description below. All right, let's get on with some news for today. Israel orders freeze on crypto accounts in bid to block funding for Hamas. Now, whether you're on the side of Israel or on the side of Hamas, it's irrelevant. This is not about that. This is about justice, because they're going to be freezing a bunch of accounts, and you don't know if those accounts, right, that the Israel law enforcement are freezing actually belong to Hamas. You see, there's something called due process, right? The reason why we want to have due process is so that you are not convicted of a crime you did not commit. And by freezing your account, by preventing you from actually surviving in today's environment with money, is effectively a prison sentence. So by them just arbitrarily deciding to freeze people's account means they did not have due process in order to prove, the government to prove they are criminals or part of Hamas, right? Now, regardless if you think Hamas is bad or good, it doesn't matter, right? The point is, this is the problem with our current financial system. Understand? So you want to avoid having a monetary system that allows governments to do this. And that's what Bitcoin's all about. And once people realize that, and if you share this video with people so that they can understand, yeah, Da Vinci, that makes sense. We should have a money that where the government has to follow due process in order to take it from me. Duh. All right. Hyperbitcoinization, explain. What is hyperbitcoinization? Well, here in this article, it says hyperbitcoinization is the inflection point at which Bitcoin becomes the default value system of the world. As more individuals and groups around the world realize the advantages of borderless, censorship-resistant, and natively digital system for transacting value, a critical mass of users will eventually fuel currency demonetization and the replacement of our world's ingrained financial institutions and world powers with more equitable, publicly driven system. Ooh, look at that. Yes, that's right. Now, so these statements, is Bitcoin more equitable? Is it publicly driven? Are these statements replaced by financial institutions, the world powers and world powers? These people are financial institutions and ingrained. Yes, they are. Are these world powers, right? Are they dominating? Right? Yes, they do. And is Bitcoin equitable? Yes, it is. And some people could argue that it's not, because those people who bought it first, they have all the Bitcoin. What are we going to do? I don't know. Work for it? Is publicly driven? Yes, it is. It's publicly driven, the system. Effectively, right? Hyper-Bitcoinization is basically the realization, oh, damn, that's better. That's better. Yeah. Now, you can either realize it now and buy it ahead of people and be one of those people who are like on the other side of the people who say, it's not equitable. You bought it before I did. Right? But it is equitable if you bought it early and you saw the value before everyone else, right? So reading on here, while Bitcoin advantages can be leveraged by anyone, it's hard to say whether or not hyper-Bitcoinization will occur within our current system or outside of it. Governments may still attempt to stop hyper-Bitcoinization through a range of suppression actions, from cutting internet services to rationing power use, or they may ultimately decide that they need to join the movement. Oh, this is, I'd rather have them try to cut power or cut the internet than actually do this, because this would indicate that there might be something wrong with Bitcoin. If they actually join us, that's a scary proposition. Very scary. I don't want that to happen, honestly, because then innovation stops, basically, right? And let me explain why I think this is the most scariest thing to have for them to do. Because the only reason why Bitcoin innovates and creates new solutions is because what they have enacted in laws. If they were to go and support Bitcoin instead of trying to stop it, this means development of the Bitcoin protocol stops. Because why are you going to build something to prevent the government from stopping you when they're not stopping you? Understand what I'm saying here? So if the government tries to shut down the internet, right, the people will try to innovate and produce something so that they can have internet services through Bitcoin without them. If they try to cut the power, again, people will start to build something that will provide power for mining and so forth without them. So innovation happens when the government comes and goes, no, 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 like a little child. Innovation stops once they start to support the Bitcoin protocol. Wow. So think about that. Pretty scary. Okay. So what it would take for the US dollar to collapse? Well, it says here in this Investopedia, it is an interesting question that might superficially appear plausible, but currency crisis in the United States is unlikely. This kind of thinking is why we have events that will occur and will be considered, well, nobody ever thought that was possible. Who could have imagined that was possible? That's like, some old man saying that he's never going to die and then he dies. And everybody thinks, wow, who knew an old man died? Wow, that's not possible. How's that possible that an old man, he eventually dies? This was supposed to be unlikely. But wait a second, but doesn't everybody die? Yeah, but I was told that it's unlikely. So every single currency that's ever existed eventually dies. Every single paper currency that has not been backed or that has not been backed with something physical and real is dead, gone. So how's this different? Anyways, I'm shocked when people say that. Anyways, let's get on to some trading for today. The best place to trade this is bybit.davincij15.com. Links are in the description below. So let's go on to the chart here. You can see this beautiful what's called ascending triangle here. And you can see that this thing's going to break out. If this thing breaks out, you can see that Bitcoin is going to pump quite a bit. Once this thing breaks out, wherever it breaks out, it's going to pump all the way up to the $29,300-ish area is its breakout target. So there you have it. Or if it does break down, right, we can end up all the way down at the 27,700-ish area, which is where I think this is going to go. I think that this was a scam wick, but looking at Ethereum, things are a little bit more interesting here. Ethereum, although it's not outside of its range here, you can see that is breaking its downtrend. If you want to call this a trend, but I mean a short-term trend, at least it's an hourly trend. And it's looking to knock on this door. This could cause Bitcoin to pump even higher as Ethereum knocks on the 1582 to $1,600 mark once again. We could probably see Ethereum take a rise to the very least to 61.8 or even as high as the 78.6, which is at 1592 in the next little while. So that's where we could see Ethereum headed shortly. And with that, I think Bitcoin might rise higher and before it actually rolls over and dies. I really still believe that Bitcoin has a higher probability of going all the way to 25K or even as low as 20K. But of course, that can change at any time. The reason why I think that this is possible that we could see Bitcoin pump is that the dominance is clearly ready to explode out here. You can see it's already going higher. So if the dominance is going higher, oh, there it is. You can see that Bitcoin is going to pump to the targeted area. And there we go. And so Ethereum, again, there we go. A little exactly as predicted on the show. There we have it. Too bad we couldn't get in on a trade on that one, but that's where we predicted the price action to going, and that's what it wants to do, and it is doing it right now live on the show. Okay, this show is actually being ran live in my private group. There you go. I'm gonna put that in the private group, and yeah, so you'll have access to watch this show live on the show and be able to actually comment and ask me questions and so forth at the end of the show. So make sure you head over to DaVinciJ15.com if you want to watch this live and see as I do my TA, and look at that. Nice. Okay, well, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed today's show. If you did, hit the thumbs up and also hit the subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Cheers.